got an exciting day here for Wausau Fire Department today as we welcome home our 1904 Knott steamer. So this piece of apparatus was purchased by the city of Wausau in 1904. These were all handmade. We're trying to determine how many in the world were made at the time. But it serviced this city into the 1930s. And that was the transition when the fire service went from horse-drawn apparatus to mechanized apparatus. It's been lovingly cared for by the curators here at the Yawkey Museum, and it's been stored in the Yawkey House Carriage House. But it's been somewhat obscured from public viewing here. The Wausau Fire Department was established in 1869. We got our first piece of mechanized apparatus in 1878. And here today, in 2021, we're welcoming home a big piece of history for the city of Wausau, and especially for the firefighters, the men and women of our department, past and present and future, to reflect on as we move forward in the fire service. When I look at this 1904 Knott steamer, I think about my history in the fire service and the people that I'm connected to, the men and women of the Wausau Fire Department over the 152-year history of this department. And I think about calls that I've been on, and then I think about what it would have been like to respond to those calls with a piece of apparatus like this. This was a big piece of technology for them. This was a big upgrade from whatever they had been using before, so I'm sure they were thrilled about it. But what I think about is the firefighters going up and down the hills on a snowy Wausau night, having a team of horses out in front with two firefighters with nothing but leather reins and a mechanical brake pedal to pull on. Literally steel on steel is the brakes and leg muscle to stop this truck. And then once they're there, if that hasn't been chaotic enough, to get the steamer fired up and pumping and moving water in order to serve the needs of this community. So while the mission hasn't changed for the last 152 years, this piece of apparatus, as the piece of apparatus next to it, is an example of the evolution of the technology and how we've changed in our response time. So we thank the Yawkey Museum for caring for and preserving this piece of history for our department. And now that we've got it here, we're taking ownership of that job, and we're going to be lovingly caring for and preserving this truck for the next 100 years. So it can be remembered and enjoyed by Wausau citizens from here on out.